Yo, what is going on, guys? This is Wormpal, the coach of the Stavanger Vikingvolts, and welcome back to week 9 of the UDN. This week, everyone in the league are having rematches with their week 3 opponents, so I am playing against uTurnt or uTurnt, who's the coach of the New Jersey Noctowls. So, normally I would say go check out my opponent's YouTube channel, link is in the description, but uTurnt decided that after this league finishes he will stop playing Pokemon, and he has already deleted his channel with all his videos, so unfortunately you won't get to see his side of the battle. Yeah, this is a rematch, so I've already played against him earlier in the season, back in week 3 as I already said. Then we beat him 4-0, but even then I didn't think I had the best matchup, so I was very happy about that win, and this time both of us have made some changes, and I think my matchup this time is even worse. He made a lot of big changes to his team since then. You can see his team on the right. He has Tornadus T, Conkeldurr, Metagross, Umbreon, Diancie, Drampa, Mega Venusaur, Manaphy, Mismagius, Flygon, and Electros. I believe from last time he dropped his Buzzwole, his Garbodor, and Rotom, and picked up Conkeldurr, Mismagius, and Electros. So that's 3 more threats to prep for. And I also made some changes to my team myself. I traded Audino for Masquerain, and then I picked up Mienshao and Magnezone since then. So it will be a little different this time. In our last battle, Audino was like the MVP for my team, and I don't have that anymore, so I really don't think my matchup is very good. But even though Audino was my MVP, this Salamence here is what ended up winning us the game with a 4-kill sweep after setting up a Dragon Dance. So of course that will be my win condition for this battle as well. This is pretty much the same set with Dragon Dance, Fly, Earthquake, Outrage. I changed Dragonium Sea for Flyinium Sea just to hit the Mega Venusaur a little bit harder if I am unable to set up a Dragon Dance. But not really any of the mons he picked up are very good counters to my Salamence, so I can pretty much just run the same set, and the only thing I really need to do to win will be to weaken his Diancie a bit, weaken his Metagross, and then I should be able to sweep if I can safely set up a Dragon Dance and make sure he does not have any mons or Choice Scarfers that outspeed me. So yeah, that's Salamence. And the Seismitoad right here deals with everything that Salamence struggles against. Like this switches very well against both Diancie and Metagross. And last time he brought a Choice Scarf, or I'm not sure if he was Choice Scarf, but I'm pretty sure he brought a Choice Scarf Flygon, which is a decent counter to my Salamence. The Seismitoad switches into that very well as well. Max HP, max defense, with the moves Scald, Knockoff, Toxic, and Stealth Rock. This is almost the same set as last time as well. I only switched out Icy Wind for Toxic. Last time I had Icy Wind to slow down some of his threats and also deal a bit of damage to his Flygon. But I think Toxic will be a lot more useful because it is a lot more useful against his Tornadus and some of his bulky mons like, I don't know, Umbreon, maybe Manaphy if he tries to set up on me. Then I also have Stealth Rock, which is also of course very useful to get a bit of cheap damage on stuff like Tornadus, and even though he doesn't have that many rock weaknesses, it will be very useful to chip down stuff like Mega Venusaur. The next up we have Rotom Heat. Last time I brought a pretty specially defensive Rotom Heat with dual screens and Light Clay. This time I decided to switch that up for Choice Scarf to let me outspeed his Tornadus T and also his Manaphy, which is a very big threat if he's like a Tail Glow set. Choice Scarf, yes. Also I have Overheat, of course, for stab. And then Trick, in case I for some reason don't want to be Scarfed anymore, but it is also very useful to cripple his Umbreon, for example, which switches into Rotom Heat very well. And then Will-O-Wisp as a last move, just to not let Flygon switch in on me every single time. And it could also be a little useful against Mega Venusaur, just to get a bit of chip damage on it. But Rotom Heat here is mainly to switch into his Tornadus T and just get momentum with it by clicking Volt Switch. And next up I have Starmie. Last time I brought a Choice Spec Starmie, which just did so much damage against everything on his team, especially since he didn't bring the Umbreon. But this time I think he will be more prepared for it, so he might bring his Umbreon to counter my Starmie. So I decided to switch it up for Assault Fist. This Assault Fist lets me take hits better from his special attackers like Manaphy, Tornadus T, maybe even Mega Venusaur. It can let me survive a grass type move. And then for moves I have Thunderbolt, Psychic Scald and Rapid Spin. Thunderbolt of course lets me hit Tornadus T and Manaphy. Psychic hits Mega Venusaur and Conkeldurr, and this Starmie is also my main way to damage his Mega Venusaur. And Scald is there to hit pretty much everything else, and getting Scald burns on stuff like Metagross or Conkeldurr if he's not Guts will be very useful. Last time I had Hydro Pump, but I'm not running in that again this time, since I missed so many Hydro Pumps in my last game against him. And last move I put on Rapid Spin. I didn't really want to have hazard removal on my Starmie, but I just couldn't fit Defog on anything else, so I didn't really have any choice, and I don't want my Salamence to take 25% damage if every time I switch it in. Same with Rotom Heat. And he also has quite a lot of, well, not a lot of defoggers, but I mean self-foggers, but he has some very good ones in Metagross and Diancie. And then in my last battle against him, I had Audino and Lucario for my last two team members, but I no longer have any of those, so I had to get some other mods. So I put on Mienshao, which I didn't have last time. So I'm interested to see what his Mienshao answer will be, but I'm running Choice Scarf to be able to outspeed him, or outspeed his Manaphy, even if he is like a C-Rain Dance set. And even though I'm not running Reckless, High Jump Kick will still deal a ton of damage to everything like the Manaphy. Choice Scarf also lets me outspeed Tornadus T and hit it very hard with a Stone Edge. And last moves are Knockoff and U-Turn. U-Turn is of course for momentum, and Knockoff hits stuff like Metagross and Mismagius, which might try to switch in on my High Jump Kick, and also just useful to knock off some items. And I'm running Regenerator over Reckless because there are actually a decent amount of Pokemon on his team I can switch into. For example, his Umbreon, and maybe Mega Venusaur, maybe Electros. And then I can U-Turn out, just get some health back. So yeah, I think Mienshao could put in a lot of work this game. And then last mon is Yuxi. This is here mostly as a special defensive wall. I can also use this as a switch into his Tornadus. Switches into Conkeldurr pretty well and threatens him out with a Psychic. And Mega Venusaur is just such a big threat, and I need something else to be able to hit it. I know this Psychic is not going to do very much to Mega Venusaur, but it's still going to do a bit. Maybe I can get some Speed Def drops. Thunder Wave is also there, just be annoying to stuff like Manaphy, Tornadus T, maybe even Mega Venusaur. And then I have also Stealth Rock on this as well. And for my last move I put on Memento, just to maybe use that, lower some things, attack and special attack, and then give Salamence a much easier time setting up. So yes, that is the team. Game plan is the same as last time. Just weaken Metagross and Diancie and then sweep with Salamence. The 6 months I believe, or I predict him to bring, will be pretty much the same as he brought last time. Stuff like Tornadus T, Mega Venusaur, Manaphy, Metagross, Diancie, and maybe Flygon. So yeah, that's the 6 I'm predicting, but let's jump into the battle and see what he brought. Okay, so our opponent decided to bring Mega Venusaur, Diancie, Metagross, Manaphy, Electros, and Flygon. Pretty similar to what he brought last time and to what I expected. But this time he did bring that Diancie, which makes it a little harder for my Salamence to sweep. And he also brought the Electros, which I didn't expect him to bring, but looking at my team, it is pretty annoying for me. It gets coverage for most of my Pokemon, and he chose not to bring his Buzzwole because he of course doesn't have it anymore. But he also didn't bring his Tornadus T, which really surprised me because that did so much to me last time. It was so hard to deal with. So I really don't understand why I didn't bring that. But for Elite, I know I led with Starmie last time, but I still thought that leading Starmie here would be a very good lead since he did not bring his Tornado, so he has nothing that naturally outspeeds me, and nothing really wants to take a hit. Either I hit him super effectively or a Scald Burn will be very useful against them. So I just led with my Starmie, as he leads with his Manaphy, which is pretty weird since Manaphy normally wants to like sweep late game with Tail Glow. So I thought maybe he would probably switch out here and save his Manaphy, and in case he stays in and clicks Energy Ball, I do have the Assault Vest so I won't take that much damage. But he stays in here and clicks the U-turn, which does almost 50% to me, so that was very annoying. Nice play by him, but since he is U-turn, that means that he is most likely not a Tail Glow or Calm Mindset, something like that. He was into his Electros, and I of course don't want to switch into my Seismitoad here because this thing does get Giga Drain. So I go Rotom Heat, which takes almost everything from this pretty well. He knocks off my Choice Scarf, which is a little annoying, but since he didn't bring Tornadus, I don't need the Choice Scarf. Here he Volt switches into his Manaphy while I switch into my Uxie to take pretty much any hit. Lucy's Scald only does 20%. And here he U-turns out while I thought this would be a very good opportunity to set up my Stealth Rocks. He goes into his Diancie, most likely to set up his own rocks. So I thought switching into Starmie here would be a good play since I can threaten him out and then Rapid Spin when he switches. So that is what I click here. Rapid Spin into his Protect, which surprised me a bit. He probably used that to scout and see what I would go for. But since he knows that I will click Rapid Spin, I thought maybe he would stay in here and just attack me, so I didn't want that to happen for free, so I instead clicked Scald here. He switches out into his Electros, so a little misplay by me. I should have just Rapid Spin there. And again, I don't want to switch into my Seismitoad because he can have Giga Drain, and I believe that is what he does go for here. But I go into my Mienshao since I have Regenerator and I can't take any attack and then recover a lot of health by switching out. But here, instead of clicking U-turn, I just click High Jump Kick to kind of see what his switching would be. He switches in his Mega Venusaur, which takes 34%, so I believe that was actually pretty specially defensive Venusaur. I go into Uxie here. I take almost any hit from this Mega Venusaur, and I know I don't do very much damage to it, but so I decided to just Thunder Wave it. Maybe I can get some Paralyzes, and this is where the hack starts. You saw that Mega Venusaur got fully paralyzed last turn, and this next turn he misses a Leech Seed while I only 30% him with Psychic. That Leech Seed miss is pretty annoying for him. So I just keep clicking him I keep attacking him with a Psychic just to put him at a lower health. So this turn I know he's gonna click Synthesis, so I can get a pretty free switch into my Starmie. That is what I do here. He Synthesis and heals up, and here he of course doesn't want to take a lot of damage from my Psychic, so he switches out into his Flygon. This time I decided to Rapid Spin instead, just so that I can switch in my Rotom Heat and Salmons more safely and not take too much damage from rocks. He goes Flygon here, clicks U-turn, goes into his Manaphy. I don't want to take the Energy Ball here in case he has that, so I switch out into my Mienshao, which still takes everything except for a Scald, but he's not going to click Scald on my Seismitoad. So he goes into his Mega Venusaur here. I U-turn back into my Uxie, and I believe he doesn't get paralyzed, but he clicks Leech Seed. And I really can't break through this Venusaur in any good way, so I just keep clicking Psychic. He gets paralyzed again, and here again he's probably going to click Synthesis, so I switch into my Starmie, but he gets paralyzed again. So I'm able to take him out with the Psychic here next turn, and he told me after the game he clicked Synthesis that turn, so he should have been at full health. But that was so unfortunate for him. His Venusaur got paralyzed 4 times and missed a Leech Seed, so I got so lucky there. He goes Flygon here, tries to revenge kill me with U-turn. I don't want to let my Starmie go down yet. He clicks Outrage on his Flygon. Yes, and I know that Outrage from that range would 2-shot me, so I just click Knock Off to knock off his potential Choice Scarf, so that my Salamence will outspeed him after a Dragon Dance. And he is Choice Scarf. He kills me with Outrage here, but since he is confused and no longer outspeeds my Starmie, I can pretty freely go into that and revenge kill him with a Scald. So that is what happens. And here I believe he goes back into his Electros. And I cannot kill him from this range, so I switch out into my Mienshao. Again, takes pretty much everything. Volt Switch does quite a lot, but I will get most of that health back by switching out. With Metagross here. I believe I am in range of a Bullet Punch, so I switch into my Rotom Heat to take that. Only takes 6% from it, pretty nice. Here I make a bit of a misplay. I really don't remember why I did this, but I clicked Will-O-Wisp here. Predicted him to maybe switch out or something, I don't remember. But he just stays in a Toxic, so I could have just killed him with an Overheat there. I don't know why I didn't. And this time I think I do click Overheat as he switches into his Electros. Never mind, I clicked Volt Switch, but now it is in range for my Mienshao, so I can easily go into that, kill him with U-turn and get even more health back from the Regenerator. So now I am back at full health. I go Starmie here since he can't really touch me with anything. He goes Metagross. I know I can live any hit from it, so I stay in and just click Scald, get some more damage on him. Felix Earthquake doesn't kill me, but the next one will kill me, so I switched out into my Rotom Heat here, and I don't really need this anymore, so I don't care if it goes down. He makes a nice double into his Manaphy, and he's able to pick up a kill on my Rotom Heat. But again, Starmie outspeeds him. There's no reason for me not to go into this and click Thunderbolt. Just pick up the kill. And at this point, I don't think there's any way he can win this game anymore. He has a burned Salamence and a regular Diancie. So I thought my plan here was just to let my Starmie go down and go into Salamence, kill him with Earthquake, get a Moxie boost, and then kill his Diancie next turn, but he doesn't want to kill my Starmie. So I just switch into my Salamence manually and kill him with Earthquake the next turn. The Clickless Bullet Punch does nothing. I get the Moxie boost, and there is no way his Diancie can 1v4 my team, especially when I have stuff like Starmie that can hit it super effectively. You see this Earthquake does a lot of damage, but he survives 7%. But this is very easy revenge kill from my Starmie. As I know I outspeed, I know Scald kills. He tries to go for the double protect, but he does not get it. So, GG to uTurnt. We pick up a 3-0 victory over the New Jersey Noctowls. A little bit worse than last time where we beat him 4-0, but I'm still very happy with the result. And I really don't feel like I deserved that win. Like, he got so unlucky on his Mega Venusaur. Fully paralyzed 4 times and missed a Leech Seed. And I didn't really have any good ways to deal with his Mega Venusaur either, since it could take any hit from my Uxie. It also took hits from my Starmie fairly well. So losing that Mega Venusaur just lost him the game. But this Starmie, my Starmie, put in so much work this game, picking up 4 kills. So it is actually now our kill leader with 9 kills in total, which is very surprising. I never would have thought that would have been the kill leader on my team. And I believe it also made its way into the top 10 kill leaders of the league after this game. Yeah. Again, GG to uTurnt. I hope you enjoyed the video. Next week we are playing against Rallo, who is the coach of the Twitch Primates. So I hope you're looking forward to that. But until next time, goodbye.